What's going on, guys? Got a little bit of a tool review for you today. I'm actually going to be trying a little bit of a new camera angle for you as well, kind of an overhead shot over my workbench, so I'm not fighting around the legs of a tripod or anything, and have a little bit more freedom of movement here. Hopefully the glare of the shop lights isn't too much of a distraction, but let me know what you guys think. I'm also going to be using my AirPods as kind of a lapel mic, so the audio quality should be a little bit more consistent and easier to understand as well. So we'll see how it works out. If you like it, let me know. If it's the same or worse, let me know as well, and I guess I can adjust accordingly. But let's go ahead and jump in. These are a couple of new tools I just got in. I ordered these from lowes.com. There's some relatively recent offerings from one of my favorite tool manufacturers, Klein tools. And as soon as I saw a video on one of these, it kind of piqued my interest, and I figured it was just a matter of time before I got one or the other. And the more I kind of jumped down some of the YouTube reviews, rabbit holes on these, the more I figured, hey, why not just spring for both, treat myself a little bit. And I'm glad I did, because they are both kind of somewhat common in their features. They both have some of the same socket sizes and adapters and whatnot, but they also each have some unique features as well that one doesn't have over the other, and I could definitely see myself using one or the other almost as equally for kind of my day-to-day. So these are probably going to follow me to work when I go back for my vacation, and I'm sure they're going to see some pretty consistent use. But before we get into that, I did get these on lowes.com. I did look at kind of some of my local stores. Like most people, I got 2 or 3 at least within driving distance, say 25 to 45 minutes away. Didn't look like any of them had both in stock at the same time. It was kind of one or the other. So I figured I'd save myself a headache, save a little gas, and save fighting traffic in the crowds, and just order from the comfort of my sofa. So that's what I did. Lowes.com does have a free shipping promotion. I don't know if it's for this month, this week, or if it's always like this, but anything over $45 ships for free, so it was hard to beat that. Either one of these just by themselves will meet that threshold. This one's $50, not including tax. This one's about $70. So about $130, I think, is what it cost me, shipped to my door. I ordered it on a Tuesday night. Shipped Wednesday morning via FedEx, and then it arrived Thursday night on my front porch. So, 2-day shipping for free. I'd say it's worth every penny and then some, right? Especially, like I said, to save the gas and the hassle of driving in there. And even more so, kind of saving the hassle of playing hide and seek in the big box store. Not that a lot of places aren't kind of going to this letter, number, aisle, row, bin designation, kind of like Home Depot popularized. That's all well and good. I'm glad to see it. But I don't know how many times I've gone into a store, and either one, I could not find the aisle, which kind of makes me feel like an idiot. But even sometimes when you do, you find the aisle and the row and the number, and you still can't find the tool that's supposed to be sitting right there in front of your face. So, if you can click something on a computer and pretty much guarantee that you found it and that it'll show up, I'd take that any day of the week. So that's what I did. Now, if you are dead set on going to the store and trying to find these, I will show you the packaging that they came in. This was the 1/4-inch set. Came in a nice box. Here are the different bit sizes and whatnot that come with it, if you want to pause and read that. So quite a nice little complement of sockets and bits. Here's also a graphic depiction of what comes in there. Nice, well-rounded little kit. Here's some use cases, specifically with some threaded rod and some unit strut. Though I do notice they're using kind of a shallow unit strut. I'm not sure if this socket would quite fit on the square or kind of the double wide unit strut. Kind of curious about that. Unfortunately, I don't have any to test here in the shop. You can see it's in an impact gun with the pass-through adapter there, or extension. So definitely looks like a versatile little kit. Here's some literature on the socket, or the ratchet rather. I noticed they do not list the tooth count. I did go ahead and take some time to count these by hand for you guys. The 1/4 inch is going to be a 72 tooth ratchet. The 3/8 version is going to be 90 tooth. So all in all, I mean, not horrible, certainly not the best. Though if you did bump these up to like 120 or even more, I mean, you're probably going to easily double the price of these ratchets. It doesn't quite make sense to me, but that kind of seems how a lot of places are going. You know, it's just more precise machining, I guess. You're probably hardening things up a little bit more. Certainly trade-offs. So, you know, 72 and 90, not the best it could be, but certainly not the worst. We'll get into that more in a moment and kind of talk about the back drag and whatnot. But I think for what these are, for what you're going to use them for, I'm just saying it's not a deal breaker for me. Would it be nice if they were a little smoother, a little shorter arc swing and that sort of thing? Sure, but like I said, it's going to raise the price, and I think these are probably at the higher end of what I want to pay for them anyway. So, you know, for what it's worth, I'll take it. But again, here's more of the packaging. They do show how they're incorporated into the mod box system. This is like a little accessory bin, which I may look into. And that's the box for the 1/4 inch. Then you got kind of a separate or slightly different style of clamshell packaging for the 3/8. Not sure why the difference. Maybe it's just to help the warehouse workers pick them out or pick them apart easier. I don't know. Not a big deal either way, but you know, this is going to be garbage now anyhow. But here's the sockets that come with the 3/8 set. If you want to pause that. Getting kind of some similar literature there. So that's kind of what to look for if you're in the store picking them off the shelves. And you know, here they are. Really impressed by these so far. I really like the case design. It looks like somebody actually gave it, you know, a minute's worth of thought or more. So that's always nice. And I've actually been looking for something like this for a while. I mean, I've got a lot of socket sets and bit sets around the shop and, you know, at my day job on my tool cart. But I have been looking for a while for something that was really nice and well put together, compact and portable. You know, 9 times out of 10, when I'm buying a set of sockets, you know, they come in these big, like oversized, blow molded cases. Lots of wasted space, and either the sockets are way too loose to where every time you open them up, they're all jumbled together, or they're so tight that you got to grab a screwdriver or a pry bar and try to pop them out of there. So more often than not, I'm just throwing those blow molded cases away and throwing all the wrenches and sockets into like a tool bag or even the bottom of a bucket or something. Maybe I'll put them on some rails, but even those, you know, start getting jumbled together and, you know, sockets falling off. So to have something like this, just a nice, sleek, you know, compact case that I can just grab and go, that can fit in any kind of a tool bag or even like a jacket pocket or a cargo pocket. It's really hard to beat this. And what's nice is because of that mod box integration, they do click together, you know, in either direction. If you want to put them like this, you know, you can put them like that. They could still open, so that's nice. And what this also does, hopefully, is leave some room for maybe a future expansion pack or expansion case. Klein, if you're listening, I got some ideas for you. It would be really nice to have kind of a metric set, even without the wrench, just the sockets. Maybe include an extra, you know, slightly longer pass-through adapter, or you could maybe include some other sizes for the, you know, socket adapters, that sort of thing. Or what would really be nice, like this ratcheting screwdriver, you can make a case to hold that, because this does integrate with the 1/4 inch set, which I'll show that. But yeah, there's definitely some room for expansion. What would have been even better, you know, if beggars could be choosers, it'd be nice even just to make this like an inch wider and just have a row of sockets included for the metric guys. I don't do a lot of work with metric, you know, maybe just some of the cars in my driveway that I work on. You know, 90+% of what I work on, the SAE will be just fine. But it would be nice just to have that extra capability of a metric socket set. And that would almost make this like a end-all be-all, you know, portable toolkit for just about anything. But You know, like I say, beggars can't be choosers, and you know, it's still not a deal breaker for me. So, you know, we'll take it for what it's worth. But as far as the box itself, just very well designed. You know, closes easily, opens easily, and you know it's closed and you know it's open. You know, unlike, for instance, like these split boxes with the slider, you know, that this breaks off 90% of the time anyway. You know, these bit holders are always a pain to get the bits in and out of. I don't care who you are, almost everybody kind of messes that up. Whereas these guys, I mean, obviously they put some time into it. What's nice, you know, everything's held securely. Even if you kind of bounce it around, these aren't going anywhere. All but the wrenches. The wrenches just kind of lay in there, but that's not a big deal. You kind of want easy access to that anyway. But the bits themselves, I mean, they easily go in and come out, which, you know, Milwaukee, you need to take notes on this. I don't know how many times I've cut my finger or, you know, chipped a nail off trying to pick a bit out of one of their bit holders, or a drill bit or a screwdriver bit. It's just absolutely insane how tight those are. But Klein definitely nailed it. Easy in, easy out. Any of the accessories, any of the sockets, you know, just 2 fingers, they pop right out, but they stay in place and fit perfectly in there. Same with the 3/8. Again, wrench is just laying there, but everything else, you know, nice and tight to where, you know, you tip this over, everything's not going to roll off on the floor or get lost on you. Maybe you're working on your car, you got this on your engine block and it tips over, everything's going to stay in place. So that's a really nice feature. Now, going back to the features of the 1/4 inch, you do again have some integration with this new ratcheting screwdriver handle. They've also got a version that goes with a magnetic deep well or long reach nut driver set. So if you take this off, just the handle has a little 12-point socket in there. Now, it will not work with this guy, the 11-in-1 impact, without the ratcheting. Just with this, it's designed to fit in there. So that's a nice feature. Kind of make your own nut driver. Or if you use the 1/4 inch magnetic adapter here, got a 1/4 inch nut driver or bit driver, which is nice. And what I really like is if you eliminate this pass-through extension, you can make your own little kind of stubby driver with a full-length handle. So that's really handy, really nice. And that does only work with a 1/4 inch set. The 3/8, if you look at them, we'll just grab this other 1/4 inch adapter. The 12-point splines are just a little bigger on the 3/8. Not that you'd need like a 3/4 inch nut driver, but I suppose if you did, the wrench out of the way, you could grab this guy. And then grab this guy, kind of do it this way. Start putting some of this back before I lose it. And so now you could do that, or, you know, you could even get this guy involved. Then you got like an extra long kind of pass-through nut driver. So, you know, there's definitely some capability there. Not sure why you would need this particular setup, but it is an option, just as an FYI. And that's with this guy running about 30 bucks, the ratcheting 11-in-1. So really like how they kind of thought about that. And it's just a really nice little combo. And like I said, what would really be nice is if they had kind of an expansion case that I could put this in and clip onto this. That would be awesome. I'm sure somebody at the very least is going to make like a little 3D printed adapter for that. Maybe I should, I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. Now the ratchets, again, you know, they're not probably the nicest ratchets I've ever handled by any means. Certainly not the worst. This is a 72 tooth, you know, nice and smooth, relatively low back drag on this 1/4 inch set. You know, these fit in either direction. Nice, easy selector switch on, off. So pretty happy with that. Nice and comfortable handles. The 3/8, it's a little on the coarser side, but it is a bigger wrench. You're going to be reefing on it more, you know, really pulling on it. So it does feel substantial. It does feel nice and sturdy. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm sure it'll, you know, kind of smooth out just a little bit more with use anyway. So, you know, all in all, not bad. I do want to kind of make note of just how shallow this setup is, though. If I had a 3/4 socket, even a shallow socket on another wrench, this would easily be close to twice as long, maybe sticking out to here. Much less, or much more so, even if it was a deep well. So this has kind of both capabilities with the pass-through, or again with this pass-through extension, you know, now you do have a deep well, and you know, that'll fit into wherever you need to. If you even needed to make it even longer, maybe you're trying to get down and get at a spark plug or something, you could put this on a 1/4 inch extension, stick that down in your engine. That would probably work out pretty well. So definitely some versatility there. Lots of different options for setup. And I think Klein really hit a home run with this tool set. Yeah, it might be a little pricey for some guys. You know, some other somewhat comparable sets go for a little bit cheaper. But Klein does stand behind the products. I've never had any issues with all the, you know, myriad of Klein tools I've ever owned and used. And I think they really did a good job on these and made something that's really a nice competitor for kind of the compact portable socket set market. So I think that's about it, guys. I don't think I really missed anything. If I did, by all means, leave me a comment below, and I'll try to address that. I'll try not to make this video too terribly long, but I am certainly looking forward to taking these to work, starting to put them to use every day. And I think they're really going to come in handy on some specific jobs. Especially this guy, for instance. Just as a quick closing story, I did have a rooftop exhaust fan I was working on the other day. The belt had broke and I had to get up there. I mean, it's windy, it's cold. I had to climb up a caged ladder just to get to it. And I had a, you know, ratchet wrench and, you know, a couple of hand tools in my pocket, thinking I remembered how things went together. Well, this exhaust fan, I forgot, was a little bit more complicated than most of the ones we work on. And to get the belt on, you actually had to unmount the motor and kind of thread things up and around and through some stuff. And that involved, you know, taking some nuts off of some way too long threaded studs. And of course, I only had the shallow sockets. It didn't fit. So I had to kind of take out my, you know, Knipex Cobras and, you know, try to get everything loose and apart. And, you know, your hands are getting cold, and, you know, a 5-minute job's turning into a 25-minute job, and it was just becoming such a pain. If I had had this, you know, in my back pocket with me, it would have been a 5-minute job easy. You know, 9/16 over the 3/8 rod. You know, take it apart, unmount the motor, put the belt on, and you know, Bob's your uncle. And then all this goes right back together, and you're down and getting warmed up. So, man, this would have paid for itself 10 times over in some of the jobs I've had in the past. Certainly that one from a few weeks ago, that's still kind of sticking with me. So, definitely money well spent, I think. Again, get them while you can. If you're kind of on the fence, I'd say go for it. Lowe's.com, you'll get it for free shipping, that is. Free shipping, you know, 1 to 2 days to your door. I think that's hard to beat. So, you know, check it out, guys. I'm definitely looking forward to see what else Klein comes out with in the coming year. And if history is any indication, you know, they made some good tools that have treated me well for some time now. So I don't think these will be any exception. I appreciate you guys watching. Any comments, questions, criticisms, leave them below. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.